So I just turned 30 years old, and the weirdest part is not just the fact that I'm getting older. It's realizing how wrong I was about time, failure, and what progress actually looks like. Because when I turned 20 years old, I felt like I was already behind in life, and that feeling clouded my perspective on a lot of things. So today I'm talking to you guys in your early to mid 20s. Hell, this even works for a 28 years old. Let's just start with my perspective on time because I was a teenager in the YouTube boom of 2013 and 14, where I got to see a lot of people in their mid 20s with their lives figured out. That really made me think that I should be able to get a huge income in my mid 20s, and that I would be able to do a lot of things with my life and just shape it in whatever ways I could think of. But by the time I actually hit 25, yes, I had graduated college and I had a professional job at a real company. I even had a steady income and I was growing as a person and as a professional, but I was feeling dead inside because I had chosen to work a corporate job instead of trying to go for my dreams. And this feeling was eating me alive. I felt like I had betrayed myself, and most importantly, I felt like my chance to go chase my dreams was gone. That I had already decided what the rest of my life would look like in the corporate world. Because starting a career on YouTube doesn't happen in a month, maybe not even a year. So I felt the ship had sailed and I could never try again. I even tried to make some videos, but in the end, I just never uploaded them. I felt like it was pointless to try because the window had closed. And looking back on all of this feels so stupid because I had a huge chance to really focus on my dream at that point in time. Because my job was pretty easy and I had downtime where I could have worked on my dream. But I didn't do anything because I felt like it was just too late. If you are 25 years old and see people your age accomplishing all these cool things that you wish you could have achieved, the worst thing you can tell yourself is, I should have started 2 years ago. Now it's too late. Because in 2 years from now, you're probably going to tell yourself the same thing. So it's not too late. The best time to start something is right now. Because in 2 years from now, you could have a lot of progress made. But instead, I chose to give up on myself and just be a bitch about it. And looking back, I could have made so many videos, so many things, and I just didn't. The fact that I thought my life was set in stone is such a moronic thought. So remember that the best time to start a new project is right now. Otherwise, you'll regret it in 2 years. Now let's talk about failure. Because for whatever reason, I have always feared making mistakes and being wrong. And that's just a terrible way to live because we've all heard that the best way to learn is by making mistakes, and it's inevitable to make them. So if you're thinking of starting a new project, say launching a YouTube channel, the best thing you can do is to execute a lot of ideas. It doesn't matter if they end up being crappy or just wrong, because you will learn from everything you make. One of the best examples about this is the Beatles. And it doesn't matter if you like them or not, their success is undeniable. And you know how they managed to make so many hit songs? Well, they wrote and released more than 200 songs in a span of roughly 8 years. That's about 25 songs a year, 2 songs a month, roughly. And of course, not all of them are great. I'll admit that they have songs that absolutely suck. But the only way to get those bad ideas out of your head is by making them. And once they're out, you can think more clearly. So, yes, I'm saying that you need to make shitty things to make room for the great things. That's just how creativity works. Once you get those ideas out of your system and see them in the real world, you can probably see that they're bad. But you got them out of your system. And that's what's important. You gotta get all those bad ideas out of yourself to make room for the great things. Now, last but certainly not least, let's talk about progress. Because in today's society, it's so hard to not look at other people's progress and compare yourself. But it's very important to remember that everyone's path just looks different. I remember feeling behind in life when my friends went to college, and I didn't. But the fact is that I went to study abroad, and even though those studies were not going towards a university degree, I can see how those studies helped shaped my career and my life in general. So I wouldn't say that I was behind in life. I just took a completely different path from them. And eventually I got into college and graduated. And during those college years, I actually met my girlfriend with whom I'm still in a relationship with. So if I hadn't taken that year off, I might have never even met her. So remember that your timeline is straight up just different from everyone else. Focus on your dreams and focus on yourself. And remember that your path is just different from everyone else. Comparison is a thief of joy, so remember to focus on what you believe. Try lots of stuff, fail often, and keep looking forward. You'll be fine. And if you don't believe me, come back to this video when you're 30 and see if your perspective has changed.